And welcome to another episode of From My Mother's Basement, the show where we talk about everything geek, whether it be anime, movies, comics, tech, you name it. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And it's been a very unique past few days, just what with all the movies coming out and all the interesting news from the industry, which we'll all get to in good time.
Surprisingly, very little of which was video games for once.
Surprisingly, yeah. I guess it goes in threes. I mean, first it's anime, and then it's video games, and then it's movies, and it keeps going back and forth and forth.
Well, that and Sandy, but you know.
Minor thing.
Did you see that video of the Con Ed plant going up?
I did.
That was epic. I mean, it sucks for the people who lost
it totally
power,
sucks
but oh my
for
god, visually that was no, I'm not Nikki. It's not Hurricane Nikki. That's next year. Hopefully she won't get past Tropical Storm, but you know. Anyway.
You know, it's entertaining as hell to watch it now because I could see Nikki's reactions right here instead of watching behind your back.
So you see when the daggers fly?
I'll give you a half-second warning.
Oh, gee, thanks. With a half-second lag, then that'll work out perfectly.
Exactly. All right, well, should we jump in? Oh, just lost video. There we go.
There we go. Okay. Oh, hey, look, my frame rate's going into the toilet.
Oh, well, we'll keep on going. So let's jump into movies. The first being that Wreck-It Ralph came out this past week, and it blew at least my expectations out of the water.
Oh, I expected it. I don't know that it... Parts of it weren't what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad where they went with it. I don't know what I was expecting, really. I mean, I tried to come into this as open mind. What I was expecting I got, which was incredibly good CG, very cool characters, fairly well thought out characters, some of the most incredible caustics I've ever seen in rendering. The specifically, I'm referring to, for those of you who don't know what caustics are, that's how you do things like clear plastics. This through caustics.
Mm-hmm.
The wheels on Taffeta's car, red with the speckles in it, I was impressed as hell with that. It's the CG geek in me was going just nerdgasm.
Oh, it was impressive. It was all hell all around.
Except for the only thing I had a problem with visually was I love the concept of the Mentos in the Diet Coke mountain. I thought that was awesome.
Yes.
But the actual effect of the fizz explosions wasn't very good.
Okay.
Everything else in the movie was epic.
Yes. Now, do we want to put like a slight spoiler warning on this because we can easily start going into spoilers on this? But
how long you want to ramble? Because I can go off for a while on this movie.
I'm
I
sure
loved it that
can.
much.
I know. Well, I mean, let's talk about things like let's talk about the cameos. I mean, they were always, announced that there were so many video game cameos out there, but
and
like some that were very memorable
in this movie.
What's up?
Friends of ours were in this movie.
Yes, very much so.
So, I mean, freaking Kyle was in the movie. That was awesome. Kyle Hebert was in the movie very, very briefly. Yes, Mario was missing. Oh, wait, go. Where am I acting through?
Is your echo gone?
Yes, it's gone now.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Mario wasn't there, but the fun stuff, yeah, the tappers was awesome. No, Zangief. Oh my god. I think it was Zangief's undies. Oh my god. That was just like, oh god, that's bad. I could see it.
It was perfect.
And the other little thing I liked were the subtleties, the little subtleties of animation that they did. Like, for all the 8-bit characters in the Niceville or whatever it was called, all the residents of the building,
Nicetown,
they still moved 8-bit. So every time they turned, every time they moved, it was jerky moves and jerky walking.
Yep.
And even when they talked, even though they were rezzed up in high res, their movement wasn't. Mm-hmm. That was an extremely nice touch.
They went above and beyond where they really needed to have. I mean, it was one of those that when you watch it, it wasn't that would detract you from if they didn't put that in there, but it was such a nice touch that you noticed, and it further brought you into that video game world.
Oh yeah. For a while there, I was even able to forget that it was John C. Reilly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I look at John C. Reilly and I see, well, he's done a lot of stuff, but I'm used to him being a dorkfish. Especially that Cartoon Network thing he does, the Dr. Steve or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, for a Cartoon Network, yeah.
That's
Network, which is no longer cartoons, but anyways.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's horrible. I can't... I actually forced myself to sit through one of those, and I'm just like, okay, they're spoofing, and anyway. It was really good. And
I loved one of the, sorry for interrupting, but I loved the intro, not the intro, but the cameo, not by a video game character.
Oh, yes.
But by a very, very popular and very, very tasty mascot for Beard Papa. That just blew my mind because he was sitting there and me and my friends were like, is it him? It could be him. And then he says, this is Beard Papa. And we're like, oh my God. And
Nikki and I were watching. I saw him looking at him going, God damn, that looks like the Beard Papa's guy. And Nikki's like, that's the Beard Papa's guy. And sure enough, he turns around and goes, this is Beard Papa. And she leans over and she's like, I told you so.
Well, let's talk about...
Okay, so now we know where the animators went to get their snacks.
Yes.
They drove down to Little Tokyo to Beard Papa's and stocked up.
Now, let's talk about a little bit about the story, because so much in the hype was focused on all the video game characters everywhere, which, okay, is understandable. That's what you get people to come in to see, even though that kind of dropped off in the first, 30% of the film.
Well, yeah, but there were little bits here and there, like anytime they come back to Game Central Station. But, Sam, to answer the question, he was the voice of Ryu. In he did
the Street Fighter cameo.
The Street Fighter cameo. So,
thing though, go ahead.
No, the whole thing. I did not expect the twist at the end. The plant and payoff on the twist at the end was. I figured. Okay, throw out the spoiler warning.
Are we throwing up the spoiler warning?
Throw out the spoiler warning.
All right. And we're now in the spoiler zone.
So, if you don't want to hear details, don't listen for a minute until the spoiler thing goes away. Ain't that scary, kids? Anyway, little SCTV humor for you. No, when the thing with Vanille, however her name's pronounced, Sarah Silverman's character. Before they pointed it out, I noticed her on the cabinet because they showed other shots of Sugar Rush.
Yeah.
And I saw her character on the cabinet. I'm like, well, she's a glitch. I'm like going,
then why is she on the cover
of the fucking cabinet?
Yeah.
And then when he puts two and two together, thank you, Vanellope. Thank you. When he puts two and two together, finally, I'm like, okay, I did call it. Okay. So I was happy about that. But I did not expect King. I did not expect the bad guy to be the bad guy. I mean, I figured he was up. I figured that he was up to something, but I didn't expect him to be who he was.
And that's the thing is that looking
surprised
back
me
on
with all the plant and payoff.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of it.
There was a hell of a lot of foreshadowing in there, but it was so subtle, you didn't really catch on to it until bang, hey, look what happened.
And they never explained what it meant until you got 5 minutes before the reveal.
I mean, that was the perfect payoff for this story.
Their plant and payoff on this movie was fantastic.
Yeah.
I really love. You can take out spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler. All right, we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, and Nikki just posted in the chat. Every time they talked about going turbo, I thought Street Fighter.
Yeah, that's where my mind went too. It was
exactly
it's going turbo. So I was expecting a larger cameo from Kylie Bear as Ryu.
Yeah,
or maybe have Blanca show up or something.
He did in the credits.
In the credits, he did. Yes. I liked. I want to skip for a moment to the music. The music throughout the entire soundtrack, because me being a musician, that really spoke to me because the composer was able to include a lot of classic 8-bit sounds and feels throughout the soundtrack, not just the the theme songs and of course Sugar Rush that was sung by AKB48. but it literally just tied the whole thing together for me.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally. It was awesome, and the whole thing. I want to see it again. I wouldn't mind seeing it again in the movie theater.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it enough that I would be willing to see that in the movie theater again. I would be willing to shell out that cash to do it.
Likewise, I will see it in the movie theater again because I have a local dollar theater. The second that's there, you know I'm going to be there, and this is a must buy when it comes out on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, totally, totally. I want it,
So
and I hope they find a way to do a sequel. But I don't know what the hell they do with the sequel on it.
true, but the thing is, they expand. There's so much expansion available here in this universe. I mean, granted, I had a conversation with my friend Ruben about this at lunch today, that it may be limited to just arcade games, but still, there is a wide amount of.
Necessarily,
I
because
went with
there
it,
are arcade games go on the net.
and I gave that exact same idea to him, and he went, "Oh, that's really kind of pushing it." And I'm like, "Yes,
Not
but
so
you
much.
can." I mean,
Music games can do it.
of course,
There are music games that go on the net. There's shooter games that you can do net competitions. There's racing games that you can do net competitions.
hell, at certain arcades, you can find Mario Kart, and actually, if you have your save file back in the day
Yes.
for the GameCube, you can actually put it into the arcade machine and actually unlock stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Same with F-Zero. I mean, there's a number of ways that they can easily expand this.
Fucking punch. Well, the funniest one of the funniest game references to me wasn't even an arcade game because I don't think it was ever in the arcade. Is when he pulls out the exclamation point.
Oh, that was fantastic.
I saw that. I'm like, oh, I busted up, but I'm like, but in the back of my head, I'm going, never was an MGS arcade game that I'm aware of.
There was one arcade game for MGS4 in Japan. Never made it stateside.
Okay.
But I mean, that was just such an homage that you
Oh,
had
yeah,
you could
I
not
saw
pass
that.
that up.
God, that's awesome.
All right,
So
so
if you haven't seen it yet, go see it.
yes.
It's awesome, especially if you love video games, arcade games. If you're anywhere around my age, I'd say mid 30s to I'll go as high as 50. Anywhere in there, they do a lot of homages to games that we spent a crap ton of lunch money in.
But done so tastefully well.
Whatever would have happened to the centipede guy?
Oh,
Hey, if you go to Disney right now, if you go to Disneyland Park in the Starcade, they've set up a Wreck-It Ralph meeting area, but they've also got 2 of the Wreck-It Ralph arcade cabinets set up that are free to play.
nice.
You don't have to put in it.
I know on the Wreck-It Ralph website they actually have flash versions of Fix-It Felix Jr., Heroes Duty, and Sugar Rush. And I know there's gonna be a video game tie-in where you basically control Ralph and go through basically the movie as a video game. I want a standalone Heroes Duty and definitely a standalone Sugar Rush. I will buy those.
I would buy a standalone Heroes Duty. I'd probably buy a standalone Sugar Rush. I've got Wreck-It Ralph on my iPad.
Ooh, that's
It's an iPad app.
How much is it for iPad app?
Free if I remember correctly.
Sweet, I'm downloading that after the show.
Yeah, it's if I remember correctly, it's free.
That's a good way to put it. Nice. I should say, yeah. How many quarters is it? All right, but yeah, overall, amazing movie. Go see it. Go see it many times. Bring everyone to go see it, and then buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray.
There were some interesting trailers before it too. A few of which I wasn't. Yeah, that's the one I've got. Night Stars, the Wreck-It Ralph iPad game. The one I don't have, or the trailers before it. A couple of them were like, really? Like there's one for this movie with a caveman coming out. It's a caveman family. Completely not really interested. I mean, if I happen to ever get Showtime and it's on Showtime, I'll watch it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to see it.
Yeah.
What were the other ones that they showed trailers for? Despicable Me 2.
Despicable Me 2.
You talked about that. In fact, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, so definitely go see it if you haven't. It's totally worth your money.
Let's talk about the other Disney major bit of news that happened in the last week.
And the
Oh
combination of fangasm
God.
and fan rage is amazing to observe.
Mm-hmm. It, it's just a tiny thing. Disney decided to buy another company, one you probably never heard of, called LucasArts.
No, they didn't buy LucasArts.
Or
They bought
Lucasfilm, sorry.
Lucasfilm.
Lucasfilm.
I know because I was looking specifically
And
anywhere in there. Did they buy LucasArts? And
they
they did.
bought the whole kit
They
and caboodle.
mentioned no, but they never specified LucasArts. They specified Lucasfilm, ILM, Skywalker Sound.
They
They
actually,
never said LucasArts.
in the corporate press conference that I jumped in on after the
Uh-huh.
announcement, they did state that it's actually being merged with Disney Interactive. They did buy it. They
Okay,
they
so
bought the
they got the
entire
name
thing.
as well. Okay,
$4.05 billion deal. Which
most
some people have said that seems a little undervalued for an IP. And their main reason for that, they look at the Pixar acquisition for $7 billion. My quick response to that is they mainly bought Lucasfilm for the Star Wars IP.
Star
Pixar
Wars.
is an IP generating machine.
Well, also with Pixar, you're buying technology
Mm-hmm.
because they're getting the RenderMan technology with Pixar. They now own it.
Which is funny because Pixar started off as a Lucas Arts
Oh yeah,
division.
yeah. It's like it's all coming home. Um, the thing is, the fan rage and the fan gasms that have been over it have been really interesting to observe
Mm-hmm.
because I mean there are a couple things about it that kind of make me nervous. Um, like the fact that they're talking about, okay, we're going to crank out a movie by 2015. Okay, fine. I'm down with that, but it's not going to be based on existing in any existing canon.
That's what I
Hold up.
hate.
That at that point, I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
The final three were defined back in '82. So I want to see if they go back to those because the original three, as defined in '82, one was going back and telling the story of how Han and Chewie met
Mm-hmm.
on Kashyyyk, and how Chewie ends up owing Han the life debt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't remember what the other two were. There was one dealing with the aftermath,
Right.
but it's but at no point did he say that it was going to talk about the twins
No.
or any stuff that has since come out in the books that is taken as canon.
Right. That LucasArts or Lucasfilm themselves literally went out and said, "These are canon. Use those if you want to make expansions, either in a book or a comic or a video game or anything."
My question is, are they then going to, so if they're not going to focus on those stories, but they're going to tell stories in the universe to be part of the Skywalker saga, which is what the first six films are.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first six films are the life and times of Darth Vader, supposedly,
Right.
or Anakin Skywalker to an extent, but the first three is Anakin becoming Vader. The second three is Vader doing whatever he's doing, but the start of Luke and Leia. What's going to be over here?
Exactly.
So
The fact that they've already announced they already have a treatment ready for 3 movies, and they plan on making one every 2 or 3 years for the, and I quote, foreseeable future.
and they have directors crawling out of the woodwork wanting to do these things.
On that note, we have to state that George Lucas is neither writing nor directing these movies, but he's being kept on as a creative consultant. Now, with that being said, I want to see a Star Wars film in the hands of Joss Whedon.
Oh God,
That would be okay. He already blew my mind with the Avengers. I want to see what he can do with the Star Wars franchise.
you must just snarky Star Wars.
Damn straight.
I want to see. I would love to see him do it. There's a really evil part of me that wants to see a Quentin Tarantino Star Wars movie. I know it'll never happen. But come on, that would be freaking epic.
Oh,
like
it would be freaking epic.
As told by Tarantino.
Although you know who I think will most likely get a shot at directing one of these films is Brad Bird, because he's already massively proved himself not only with Pixar films, but also with not with that John Carter from Mars, not that thing, but with Mission Impossible.
Yeah, well, he's done that, and also another person I could see, I've heard rumors somewhere, I don't remember where I read it, is Bryan Singer.
I could see Singer. I mean, I like his take
And
on
he
the
did a good
X-Men
job
universe.
with X-Men, so
Yeah, Which he's announced he's come back to do the X-Men sequel to First Class.
Really?
The director for it opted out for taking care of some other film, and then they, I think last week, announced that Singer is going to direct and produce. I forget the title of the thing, like From Future Past or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing about going back to Lucas for a second, the fan rage is, oh my god, the mouse is going to fuck up Disney, or Disney's going to fuck up Star Wars. No, they're not. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, and therefore it's right. No, I'm kidding. Is if anybody can do it right, if anybody's got the resources to do it right, it's Disney.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to sell it to Fox or to Paramount, actually the second likely one would be Fox, because they're the ones who own the distribution rights on the existing 6 films.
Not anymore.
No, they still have it. They have current and future distribution rights on those 6 films.
Oh, just on the 6. Okay.
He specified in the call, because I caught that part. It's only those 6 films they have rights to. So anything beyond that, they're out of the loop.
So we're not going to see any, like, extra special feature Blu-ray bonus coming out. So, oh well.
Well, it may happen. They may come up with something, but the next movies will be under the Disney helm. They will not be distributed by Fox.
That'd be weird seeing the Disney logo in front of the Star Wars film.
Yeah, I know.
Instead of seeing, the whole thing is that when at the beginning you see a Star Wars film, is you see the Fox intro. I'm not going to see. Am I going to see like little R2-D2 like fly over instead of Tinkerbell?
No. He's gonna roll out, and he's gonna project a hologram of the castle. That's what they're gonna do. Okay. Realistically, though, if anybody can do it, Disney can do it. Okay. They've got the resources, they've got the creative, and they're the current creative generation at the helm right now at Disney.
Lasseter and the like,
and a lot of their up-and-comers are my age, grew up with it. So there's a built-in love for the title. So you've got people who genuinely care about it who will be working on it.
I mean, what other sale for any other franchise in the past couple of years, say for the Marvel one, has garnered this much, I wouldn't say passion. Let's just say passion.
Passion's a good word.
For the franchise.
Yeah. Title or IP? Because the only other one I could think of would be Warner buying DC.
Yeah, I can't think of really much anything else besides that. I mean, there was a little bit of hoopla when Disney bought Marvel, but they kind of proved themselves, over the Avengers.
Yeah, but do you know what they're doing? Have you heard what they're talking about doing?
What?
They're shutting down Interventions, and the rumor is they're going to make it an Iron Man 3 attraction. Yeah, in Tomorrowland. Yeah. I'm right there with you.
I better have freaking lasers jumping over. Never mind.
I don't know. An animatronic Iron Man suit could be pretty damn cool.
As long as they have some joke regarding Osimo, which is there right now.
Osimo will be gone by then. He'll go back to Honda.
Yep. But, all right. Well, we can keep on talking about the entire episode about just this one topic, but to wrap it up, I think it's actually a good thing. I'm looking forward to see what's happening in the future with this. What about you, Michael?
I think they're going to do a good job. I think they'll come up. I'm being optimistic on this. I also think they'll do a good job with the indie franchise. What I am worried about are the video games.
Yeah.
That is the only thing I'm really worried about, because Disney Interactive's record sucks ass.
It got better recently with Epic Mickey and now Epic Mickey 2. I really liked Epic Mickey 1.
Epic Mickey is the exception, not the rule. Need I point you back to Tron. Not Rising, Revolution. There we go. Tron Evolution. That was sucktastic.
As long as they give me Star Wars Battlefront 3, I'll be happy.
Isn't that already in the works?
It's been in the works for the longest time, and then it got killed and then brought back, and then as of right now, it's vaporware. So
great.
Oh well.
So I think it's a good thing. I think in the end it'll be a good thing.
All right.
And it'll certainly help the mouse.
This is true. They always had a strong grip on the young female demographic for the princess lineup. They never really had anything for the young male lineup. I mean, some stuff they've done already with Lucasfilm, with Star Wars and Indiana Jones, but now that they own that, right? Yeah. Well, you had Star Tours from Star Wars, and then the Indiana Jones experience from that franchise.
And now prepare for merchandising from hell. Not that there wasn't already with Star Wars, so it's a perfect fit already.
Yeah. Money.
But they'll kick Kenner out of the loop.
True.
They'll take it all in house.
True. All right. Well, let's wrap up the movie section with a trailer that you and I saw before
Wreck-It Ralph.
Before Wreck-It Ralph. Did they really have to add, the minion in the freaking French maid outfit? It was amazing. All right.
Did you turn her up?
What's up?
Did you turn her up?
Yes. All right. We're going to move on to comics. And with that, we bring our comics expert, Nikki. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, doing great. I actually like the French maid part. And they... Huh? No, I don't think so.
No, I can't hear her.
Oh. Well, it doesn't matter. You're in the same room as me, so
there she is. There she is.
Okay. I actually like the French maid part, and they remind me a lot of the Rabbids, and, it's just fun. But for Halloween for us, we didn't get any trick-or-treaters this year. We bought a ton of candy. And that's great for Michael, not so much for me. But at the last minute, the comic book shop we go to did post that they were doing their own version of Trick or Treat. So we ended up going there, and I gave them more of my money, which I do every time I walk in the door. They did have a local comic book artist there. He's at the Long Beach Comic Con this weekend, and it's Bigfoot, Sword of the Earthman. It's got a little bit of a glare there.
Aww.
And the concept didn't really jump out at me. But I do believe in supporting local artists, so I went ahead and I bought a copy from him. It's going to be a 6-issue series, and honestly, yeah, I probably won't be finishing the series. There's no dialogue out of him as the main character. It's all told from the point of view of this person alien rather, that's following him around. And as far as I could tell, they're not even on Earth at this point. So I'm not sure where he's going with that, but we'll just leave him over there doing his own thing.
Gotcha.
The other thing I picked up, and this was another case of I wasn't really paying too much attention because it hit a geek button for me. And as soon as I saw what it was, I was like, oh, just buy it. Don't worry. You're going to love it. Just buy it. I originally saw it listed on Amazon. It retails for about $50, and it stated that it was the complete collection. I thought it was going to be very interesting to see how they were going to fit this complete collection in about 350 pages. And the local comic shop had it, so I walked down and bought it. And sure enough, they did not. This is only the first 12 issues. Hold it up.
So
you guys know.
Oh, that looks so nice.
It is hardcover, so it's nice and sturdy, but it only has the first 12 issues and no specials, no battle files, nothing like that. There is an intro of a couple pages written talking about how Larry Hama did his research. He used to be in the military himself, so a lot of what he wrote is accurate to the military of that time. But that's it. That's all you're getting. So in order for me to buy the whole original run, not including the reboot later in the 2000s, but just to get me from the 80s through to the 90s before they stopped the series, if I buy it at cover value, it's going to be roughly in the neighborhood of $700. And I'm not, I don't think I can do that.
No, I can't even do that myself.
And as much as I love the series and everything that he did, and as hard as he tried to make a serious comic out of what Hasbro gave him to work with, $700, that's a lot. The owner of the comic shop
almost did entire series of other comics for that price.
Exactly. And he did give me a discount on it. And if you go to Amazon to buy it right now, I believe they're selling it for about $29 instead of $50. So you get a substantial discount. If you were to buy the entire classic series in the trade paperback formats, in total, you're going to spend about $350 to $400. And that doesn't guarantee you that you're going to get all the volumes because some of them are out of print at this point. Mm-hmm. So it's a toss-up. If I can keep buying them at half the cover price, I might continue to keep doing this. Otherwise, this is going to be the only one of the hardback series that I purchase.
Well, Christmas is coming up, and then you have birthdays, and, drain that family debt. No.
No, as it is, I did go to school at a university for a couple semesters. I'm about 2 semesters away from graduating with my Japanese degree.
Oh, nice.
But the 2 semesters I was away from home, that's a lot of money, especially when your family is like, hey, you're on your own. We can't afford to help you. So I'm trying to pay that debt down. I can't add to it through my comic books. My comic books are limited to the money I have after I pay the bills every couple weeks. Well, I have to be responsible.
That's why there's the American dream called credit cards. And then, no, don't do that.
As you know, Michael and I are looking at moving up into the Bay Area, mm-hmm. When our lease ends here about the middle of next year. Mm-hmm. So I really do need to start putting away to help with that move. It was one of those instances where the fangirl in me just got that blanket of red, and all I saw was G.I. Joe hardback complete series. And I was like, I have to have it. But it was an expensive lesson to learn, but I learned it. I will pay a little more attention.
Well, if anything, it could be worse. Amazon could start doing what Sideshow Collectibles does by offering payments. And then we'd all be screwed.
Well, the comic shop owner, George, he's a really sweet guy, and he always, we don't have to ask him. We go in there. I always have a stack of things. I just keep asking him for stuff, and he keeps bringing it out of the woodworks. He always gives us discounts, but he really kind of gave me my own shovel to dig a hole with when we were there on Halloween, because that's when we found out that he is an authorized dealer for Sideshow Collectibles. So all I have to do is walk in, and he'll tell me what's out. There's no chance that, I saw it in an email, but I just kind of forgot about it, because he's right there on top of it, and he's figured out what our buttons are. So he was already like, hey, did you see they have a Deadpool statue on pre-order? Shut up. And also he's working with Kotobukiya, and he's about to become an authorized dealer for Kotobukiya as well. And
that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's the other figure company that I currently purchase from. So I have Harlequin on pre-order from another comic book shop. Mm-hmm. I'm a little unsure of whether I'm going to get it or not. Unfortunately, this comic shop has a very bad track record with me. I ordered several things, including putting Harlequin on pre-order back in April. And of the items that I've given them and asked them to acquire for me, of which they told me they had full access to, I've gotten one graphic novel. And that's it. I pre-ordered Harlequin, and I was warned that it was going to be late this year, possibly December, before she would be out, which I was okay with. I know that that's the case. She officially releases November 7th, so they've got some time before I get upset. And then the rest were graphic novels that I can buy on Amazon right now. And when one of them came in and I went to pick it up, I asked them, well, what about the other 3 items on my list? And they told me, oh, well, we only place orders once a month, and we placed your order and it was already on back order from our vendor. Well, that's fine. That was back in April, but it's now November. I am now 3 volumes behind on one series and a couple volumes behind on another, and they still haven't delivered on the items that I ordered that were released in April. So
that might be a time to...
Yeah. I'm switching to our other newer comic book shop. And, it's good to find a comic shop that you're comfortable with. Mm-hmm. And that also you have a good connection with the owner. If you can come in and he can say, "Hey, how you doing?" call you by your name and know what it is that you're looking for or what you're interested in, that's great. The comic shop that I was going to before Michael found this new shop, I had shopped with them for years when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I used to take my allowance in middle school, ride my bike down to that shop and give them my allowance every week and go home with comics. Now, when we go in, they're very disorganized. They don't even remember us. And it's like, we're not the kind of people that go in once a month and spend $4.
Mm-hmm.
We're the kind of people that go in once or twice a month and I'm spending $100. And for a city the size of Ventura, I'm imagining they don't get that much traffic,
No.
especially because most of their money comes from Magic the Gathering and other tabletop games. So I would think that if somebody comes in and they're looking for unique titles that you might remember, especially when they're paying you, $100 to $200 every time they walk in the door. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. So I found a better fit. I know that comic book shops are getting harder to find, but there is the one that we went to in Torrance that was really good.
Okay.
It was Yumi, Jen, and Michael. I don't remember the name of it though.
Tustin.
There was one, the one in Tustin, yeah, the one that has Totoro on the the sign out front.
Totoro on the sign, and I think there's a couple of them in Los Angeles that I've heard of, but I haven't had a chance to make it there.
Okay.
But maybe going forward, I'll do some reviews on the shops and what they have. But finding a comic shop that you can talk to the owners and they know about their product is really important. Unfortunately, the other shop that I won't be doing business with anymore, they had to find the one guy that's been there since I've been going there to ask him questions about the product that I'm trying to find. And so,
Okay. So basically, to wrap up, it's, when you're looking for a comic book shop to try to find something like this, talk to the owners, get a feel for them, start, if they actually start recognizing you and proving that either A, they know what they're talking about, and B, they're reliable, go through that way. But if not, if you don't have one of those in the area, then go through like Amazon or some other reliable online source.
definitely. And a lot of the smaller brands like Big Dog Comics and Zetascope, you can buy from them directly.
Okay.
So if they're too small of a label for your comic shop to carry, you can do them straight through mail order, and that's not a problem either.
Gotcha.
But to answer the question earlier, if Amazon's a good place to buy comics, it depends on what you're looking for. I don't buy individual issues, but I buy graphic novels if I can't find them locally. I'll be the first one to say, unfortunately, I used to work for Barnes and Noble, so I I don't buy from them anymore because my experiences as an employee were not great. And I know other people have had this experience with other employers. So when Borders went under, I had to start finding other places to buy my graphic novels. And I have not had a bad experience with Amazon yet. So if you're looking for books, I would say go for it. If you're looking for individual issues, that I don't know about.
Okay. That's definitely good news, because I was considering, thanks to you guys, getting more into comic books, graphic novels. I mean, I can't remember how many times I've read the Suicide Squad, issue over and over again. And yeah, okay, that makes sense. I might have to go check out either, the local comic shops, or I might just stick to Amazon because I have Prime, so it's free 2-day shipping. So sounds good. All right, Nikki, thank you very much for jumping on, and I look forward to seeing what you have coming for us in the future. You're going to make me spend more money than I do on figures already, so. All right, thank you. Okay, before we move on, I want to talk about or showcase a trailer for something that deals with comics. A certain comic mercenary has a bit of a mouth on him. He actually has a video game coming out. It's amazing. We've talked about it before on the show. I just feel it deserves another run. Enjoy. Oh, it looks amazing.
I need that video game some kind of bad.
Yes. We both need that. That game to come out like yesterday.
Yeah. Do we have a time as to when that's going to be released yet?
I do not believe so.
We need to find that out.
I mean,
backtracking a little bit, something I meant to mention when we were in the movie section.
Okay.
Nikki and I were roaming around Target today, picking up stuff that we needed to pick up, and she spotted this in the Blu-ray section. And it's only $15.
I'm gonna hate you, aren't I? Space Nazis. All right.
Space Nazis. It's out on Blu-ray for $15 at Target. Go get this. Support independent comedies.
I wanted to watch or check out Iron Sky when it was in the theaters, and the fact that it's already on Blu-ray for only $15.
$15.
Okay.
We're gonna be watching it tonight, man.
You gotta tell me how it is, and then maybe next time I get some money, I might go.
I've seen the first 15. They put the first 15 minutes online and watched it. That was pretty awesome.
That was pretty awesome.
So even if it's, even if it's sucktastic, I just want to see it for the cheese. If for nothing else, we can, we'll do a MST3K of it later.
Yes, because that just cries out for something like that.
The concept alone cries out for MST3K. So yes, Iron Sky is out on Blu-ray, $15 at Target right now.
Oh,
go get it.
That's
go
an epic find. Epic find.
Epic find, totally.
All right, shall we talk a little bit about some anime stuff going on?
Anime.
Well, this one ties in a little bit with video games. Let's talk about Mass Effect.
Yes.
I've played 1 and 2, all the DLC. I'm starting to work on 3. I've loved every single moment of it. I've marathoned both, 1 and 2 already.
I'm still working on finishing 2.
You're gonna play the DLC for 2, right? Because it plays heavily in the
but that's part of what's taking me so long is I've got the DLC.
Okay.
I'm finishing I did Kasumi's part.
Okay.
Now I'm getting ready to do Lair of the Shadow Broker.
Oh, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but that was my
favorite
bit.
I've heard it's epic.
It is beyond epic. Well, we're talking about Mass Effect in the anime section because Funimation has been working on bringing an anime movie of the Mass Effect franchise over stateside. It's called Mass Effect Paragon Lost. Yeah, I hate you that you have that. That's so nice. So nice. It's going to be I'm guessing like 90, so like an hour and a half movie.
Right.
The first 8 minutes, Funimation's already put online, so you can go check it out.
Really?
It will be English dub. They brought back some of the original voice cast from the video games over. And of course, they added more people to it. Some people we might have heard of. I know who is in this. I think Crispin Freeman has a role. I think Vic Mignogna has a role. So you'll probably recognize your favorite voice actors there on there. And only thing we knew is that it's coming out on DVD and Blu-ray via Funimation at the end of this year, so late December. I think.
Well, it's been pushed back once already.
It's been pushed back once. Right now, it's
Hopefully
set for
push it back again.
Yeah. It was supposed to come out in November, then it got pushed to December 28th. And I guess almost kind of to say, we're sorry for doing so. Maybe, who knows what the reason was, but I'm still glad they're doing this. For one night only, they're actually going to show this movie in its entirety at 6 theaters across the United States. So those of you who went to go see the Monica screenings, across the country in Chicago and Los Angeles and Dallas and whatnot, you can go back to basically those same theaters and go watch Mass Effect Paragon Lost.
What day of the week is it?
It is, I believe, a Thursday night. It is going to be on November 29th. Let me find out what that is. That is a Thursday night. It is
Thanksgiving?
No, the 29th. Thanksgiving is the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, the week after Thanksgiving. Save some money from Black Friday. Go see this. I'm seeing it's going to be in New York, San Francisco, even in Canada. It's also going to be in Dallas, Greensboro, North Carolina, and, of course, at the Downtown Independent in Los Angeles. Ticket prices right now are only like $13.
Wow.
So, yeah. For those of you who went to go see Monica, I know at the Downtown Independent it was about $20. This is cheaper. It's not a rehash of anything.
Try and be there. We're going to try and be there for it.
We're going to try our best to be there. It's going to be amazing. It's only one night only. I believe at sometime late at night. And apparently the first 20 attendees at each theater receives a free t-shirt. So it pays if you want to get there a little bit early.
I think I need to contact Miss Sullivan.
I think you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Need to make this happen.
Yes, we need to go.
Samafugu, it's the first 20 attendees in line that you get a shirt. So I'm looking forward to this. This looks amazing. Now, I actually been looking forward to this more so than the other anime-based film that BioWare made, which was based on Dragon Age. I wasn't really a big fan of that. This, I'm a big fan of. So.
Well, isn't Skyrim a Dragon Age game?
No, that's Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
My bad.
No worries. But
still haven't played it. I know I need to, but I haven't.
Yeah, Funimation, I thank you for doing this. I know
blasphemer.
Blasphemer.
Sorry, HPL. I haven't played it. Okay, I'm a sci-fi junkie, not so much fantasy. Which is
the most I get into fantasy is WoW right now.
WoW, and well, see, I'm curious about Skyrim, but I know that's going to take a butt ton of time, and I know that other games are I'm in the middle of like 8 games right now. So
let's add to it.
Yeah.
If we can only make a 30-hour,
I still need to get the DLC for the Harley DLC for Batman Arkham City.
I still need to beat Arkham City.
Oh, dude, you got to play Arkham City. Arkham City's
still
so
in
awesome.
A shrink wrap. I've been too busy playing on my PC.
You haven't even opened it?
It's on PS3, and I've been so attached to my PC as of late. I know.
Oh,
I know.
My child must be smacked upside the head.
Although I have been playing my PS3 a little bit, but for Jet Set Radio, not for anything else. I'd be using it more for Crunchyroll if Crunchyroll app would freaking work. Anyways.
Oh God, the Crunchyroll app on PS. Yeah, if anybody from Crunchyroll sees this, fix your freaking app,
please.
For fuck's sake, that thing's.
When there's like 43 pages on their help forums on just that app.
Yeah. Spend the money, hire a developer, write the shit properly.
It'll be amazing. Please.
It'll work in your favor.
I'd like to be able to watch, anime in bed without holding an iPad over my head and having to drop on my face. Not that that's ever happened.
I've had problems with the iPad app, so it's
okay. iPad apps work brilliantly for me. It's never had a problem with it. However, PS3 never worked from day one. So, but anyways, let's talk about some happy news. I know I'm really a big fan of this. You haven't had a chance to watch this yet, have you, Michael?
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's we're talking about the series A Certain Magical Index. It had a spin-off, A Certain Scientific Railgun. Both incredible series. And me and a lot of other fans were like, we need more. So there was a second season of Certain Magical Index. And we're like, all right, cool. Give me more of both. Yeah, we're getting a film for Index. I'm so happy for this. They released a short trailer promoting it earlier this year. It didn't showcase much. They kind of made up for that with a 2-minute promo that we're going to show right now.
Looks interesting. Definitely need to watch the series. Is it me, or is that the first anime? It's the only one I can really think of that even half highlights a handicapped character.
Well, to not try to get into too much of the spoilers, that character actually was able-bodied for most of the first part of the series, and then had an accident and moves around. But she has a power of teleportation, so being,
I'm just not used to seeing characters in wheelchairs that aren't Rey after she's gotten fucked up on Eva.
Okay, this is true. And you're right. It is definitely a unique character bit that you don't see, nowadays in anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see.
I just think it's neat that they've got one and she appears to have some ability.
Yeah. It's a nice bonus on top of what the epicness of this series already has.
Well, then I need to watch it, clearly.
Yeah, the first season was amazing. The second season improved upon it, although there was a couple points in the second season where you saw the production drop significantly due to budget cuts, and then it came right back up. So
is it second season of Index, or is Railgun the second season?
No, Railgun is a spin-off
that
utilizes the same characters.
Okay.
And then they add some more characters to it. And then you have, so it was Index, then it was Railgun, and then it was Index 2, and then we have now this movie. Some nice bits that I know about this movie is that almost the entire cast and crew is coming back. So JC Staff is back to animate it. You have the same director, you have the same composer for the music, and then it gets even better because you have the author of the original light novels that this is based off of came in to write a new story, wrote several new pages to flesh out the story of Academy City and how magic is being used. And then you have the illustrator, the illustrator for the characters from the novel come back and actually draw brand new characters for the movie.
Now, are they doing with this what most anime first movies are? Is this a recap of the series in the first movie?
Continuation.
So it takes off where season 2 ends.
Yes, that's why I'm so happy.
Wow, they're breaking pattern. Okay,
yes.
Cool.
Yes. I am so looking forward to this.
So now I have to watch the first 2 seasons.
Well, you have time because...
I don't mind. It's just...
Add to the list of everything. I know the feeling.
No, I've been burning through a lot of anime lately, which we'll get to later. But...
Yes. But yeah, so you have season 1, you have season 2, now you have the movie. The movie comes out next February in Japan. I'm hoping Funimation brings us over at a decent clip.
Has anybody licensed the original series?
I believe it was Funimation.
Okay, well then odds are they'll get the movie.
Yeah. Well, it all depends. I mean, they can get the license for the movie, but other license that they picked up in the past, they'll be like, okay, we have this, and then put it on the back burner. And just sit on it. I'm hoping they don't do that with this. So,
that's as long as they don't pull a Harmony Gold, we're good.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all the bit we want to talk about in regards to anime. If you guys like to hear more about anime and a little bit more about manga, hit up every Wednesday at 7 p.m. at this exact same website. We have Anna Break, where I'm hosting it with a couple other co-hosts, sometimes my friend Carl, sometimes my friend Brian Yang. You might remember from our previous show we worked on. And it's the same format we talk about here, but we just focus more on just the anime side of everything. So if you guys want to join us, it's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. It's Pacific Standard Time now because now Daylight Saving Time is over.
Yes.
Damn you, Daylight Savings Time. All right. Well, why don't we just wrap this up with let's do another trailer. It's actually a trailer this time.
It's actually a trailer, and it's finally showing up.
Something finally.
It's about damn time.
You know, why even try to spoil what it is? I'm just going to play it.
Yes.
An actual trailer for Ava 3.0. Finally.
It's about damn time.
And showcased, well, at least one new Ava, very pink Ava. And from my recollection, 2 new characters, including one that looks like straight out of an 80s movie with her hairstyle.
Yeah, she does. Although I just couldn't get past the pink Ava. Like, okay, we got the kick-ass. Mari's getting her own freaking Ava. She doesn't have to steal Asuka's again.
I wonder if she'll destroy this one too.
You'll probably.
Which makes me wonder because Ava 2, not really much of a spoiler, but crap happens to Ava 2. And what now happens to, is it modified? Is it a new Ava? Is it...
Good question, because there's a lot of repair that needs to be done to that beast.
I need to reply to Sam in the chat because Sam hasn't finished the TV series yet, so they can watch the movies.
Oh God!
You
know what? Don't bother with the TV series. Is 80% Shinji soliloquizing and whining. It's pretty much. Oh, woe is me! My life is so horrible because you're a whiny little bitch. You just watch the movies separate from the original. Trust me, the movies are better.
Yeah, if anything, you can watch the original set of movies, which was Death and Rebirth, which was essentially a recap of the entire series except for the last episode. And
had a 30-minute soliloquy from Shinji.
Yeah, oh my God, I know. And then you had what was the last one called?
End of Ava?
End of Ava. Which
that was the mindfuck.
That was a massive mindfuck. Oh, it was, yeah. There's a reason, well, at the beginning, there was a reason why the last 2 episodes of the Ava series created so many death threats for the creator that when they went back and made these, You're thinking, oh, it'll actually make sense this time. No, dear God, no.
No, it still doesn't make sense, but yeah, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Oh, speaking of melding anime and movies,
What do you got?
you need to bring this up and show it.
Bringing this up right now.
It all ties in with a whole bunch of stuff for today.
All right. Well, it's on Plastic Kitty, so what do we got here? I'll sync it up. Jaina Solo. What?
Yeah.
There's a Jaina Solo figure coming out?
Nikki just shot that to me.
Why do you need to show me things I need to buy? I don't have any money.
I saw this song going, holy shitty. Do want.
Of course, it would be funny because if Disney goes a completely different path, she may never exist in the.
They can't. She's still canon. They just have to go different.
Yeah.
I doubt Disney's going to be so stupid as to do that much retcon.
Who knows? We get a good picture. God, that's nice.
Isn't that nice? The level of detail in that BC. Yeah.
Nikki, you are very, very evil.
Yeah. My Christmas wish list just grew by one.
Yeah, very much so.
That is.
Do we know when that's coming out, or?
It doesn't say.
Finished prototype doesn't. Oh, it doesn't. Urgh.
Yeah, I read it. I couldn't see it.
Damn. Oh well.
I want that in the collection. Some kind of bad.
Yeah, it needs to happen. All right. Well, why don't we wrap this up with what we've been watching? And you've been saying earlier you've been burning through a ton of anime lately.
Oh man. Well, we just finished Sea Control. Yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. We finished out Sea Control. Weird series. I think they cheesed out on the ending. And in my opinion, they went feel-good ending. Nikki disagrees with me vehemently. She says that it's not the feel-good ending, but I think they went with the feel-good ending.
Okay.
I don't know what I would have had them do differently, but I'm kind of disappointed in the ending. It was just Sea Control was weird, although it shows that animation backwards, however you pronounce it, freaking animation backwards.
I don't know how they say it backwards.
It's Noitanima or something like that. Noit Mina, I think it is.
Noit Mina? Okay.
Oh, Noit Anima.
Animation backwards.
Yeah, it's animation. The name is animation backwards. Anyway, they did Sea Control. They're also the ones who do I want to say Robotics Note. No, they're not the ones who do. Are they the ones who do Robotics Notes? They've got like 3 series on air right now.
Oh, okay.
They do good work.
Okay.
But we finished that up. The animation quality of that series is fantastic. The story itself is kind of out there and bizarre, but you have to look it up. I'm not going to try and explain it because I'll fuck it up. Let's see. Caught up on Sword Art Online. I'm looking forward to see where that goes.
Oh, the feels.
Oh.
And of course they had to add some sort of like not lolly, but some incestuous romance possible that she does. I'm not going to.
First cousins aren't technically incest. I mean, they are, but they aren't, you know? They're cousins. They're not siblings.
So what you're saying is they're A-okay then? No.
Genetically, if they're second cousins, yeah.
Hey, it's Japan. Who knows what's going to happen?
You never know.
Another beer.
So we're caught up on that. I'm one behind on Jormungand, but I'm liking where that's going.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I've seen EPs 1 and 2 of Psycho-Pass. I'm willing to see EP 3.
Okay.
And I finished Excel World.
Yes, Excel World. Gotta love Excel World.
Excel World is I love it. I think I know the main character's a whiny little bitch. He's not as bad as Shinji, but he's still a whiny little bitch. But I like him.
I like how his game avatar kind of goes with his personality.
Yeah, the little piglet.
Yes.
I like the show. I like the show. I like the character. I wish there was more.
There may be more in the future. There's rumors, so.
There's rumors of a third season.
There's rumors, so.
Oh,
needs to happen.
Because that series is bad, and her armor, that toy. Do you have the link to the Reveltech, or not the Reveltech, the Figma?
I can bring it up. Give me a second.
It was the Ami Ami link. Oh, here it is. I got it.
Okay, send it over to me.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna wait for it to come up. This is also on my want list. This is seriously on my want list.
Oh, the one that I sent you late at night, like, I'm an enabler. Click.
Yeah, that one. Oh, bring that up.
Give me a second to grab that. And then grab that. And then it goes up over there. I bring it back to you guys. All right. Let that load. You're talking about the Figma of her outfit, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The Black Lotus armor.
Uh-huh.
That is effing gorgeous.
That is amazing.
You know, that is beyond, that is just beautiful. The lines, the symmetry, the sculpt of that. I mean, that was one of the big things I loved about that series was her armor.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at that and I'm like, oh, okay, it sucks she doesn't have hands, but damn, that's sexy. Just the lines, the
color scheme, the
whole
dark purple
thing.
with the black is just, it screams
works.
smooth and sexy to me, at least.
The only thing that would make that figure better is if there are LEDs in it.
Which you can always modify it if you really wanted to.
I'd have to buy 2 of them.
Well, they're only $32 a piece, so.
Yeah, and don't think I'm not tempted.
I'm an enabler.
But yeah, I mean, just, oh man, that's gorgeous.
That it is.
So yeah,
but there are a number of. What's up?
We need more Excel World.
We do. If anything, for more. Because you and I watched the OVA, the EX01, and then she has a new form, and I'm like, that needs a new needs a figure. I will buy that in a heartbeat. Yeah. If you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, just Excel World EX01. Go watch it. It's
Do a search. You can find it.
It's an OVA. Yes. Well, for me, I've been watching Caught Up on Sword Art Online. We already talked about that. But watch a couple other things like Blade of Tempest, which start to get a little slow to me. I'm like, a couple more episodes, see what happens. Space Brothers is still amazing, although I feel it's starting to wrap up, which is sad. There's one that I started watching that was just weird. The Pet Girl Asakuroso. There's been talk of this series in terms of how not overtly sexual it is, but it literally turns almost like women's rights into like back in the 40s. Or back
are we talking like gore, like the gore books?
No, it's not. No, we're not talking about that bad. It's just basically these girls do anything and everything to push back the women's being powerful and whatnot. I mean, it stars this girl who is so lost in her own mind and so klutzy, she can't even pick out her own underwear without help.
Oh, God.
It's way out there. I'm just like, why am I watching this?
Because, why are you watching it?
Because I'm waiting for something odd to show up. I mean, I'm hoping for another find like Nakaimo, but it's not that so far.
That's another one I'm behind on. I'm behind on Nakaimo. I think I'm 2 episodes behind on Nakaimo.
Need to finish Nakaimo.
Yeah. Is it finished?
I believe so, maybe. I'll have to double check. Another series I've been watching, I've been really enjoying, is actually My Little Monster. It's slash a lice, a romantic comedy. So I said slash
a lice.
Yeah,
Slash and lice.
Jason cannot.
You don't like the rice? What's wrong with you? Why you not slash rice?
Slice of life drink.
The new FMME video drinking game. Anytime Jason borks a word.
That's what we do on Ad Break. If I screw up, I have to drink.
Oh man.
The other
you must get drunk by the end of that show.
Sometimes, yes. Especially during the post show when we just go off on stuff.
Well, yeah, post show doesn't count then.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of post.
Well, we'll talk about that in a moment. The last bit piece I was talking about is a series that I was looking forward to, and finally someone picked it up, Crunchyroll. It's called Say I Love You. girl, 16 years old. It's in high school. She's never had any friends, much less a boyfriend. She injures the most popular boy in school and tries to apologize for it. And for some reason, he starts to like her. And there's a point where he protects her from some bullies and whatnot. And when she tries to say, thank you, he just turns around and just outright, I love you. And romantic comedy, but I'm a hopeless romantic. Shut up.
Katakano meets...
It's a little bit Katakano, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll give it a shot because I don't like to admit this, but I do like Smarm now and then. So,
I mean, it's to the point where I'm seriously considering buying Clannad on Blu-ray just to rewatch the series again.
I will never watch that series. I will. I have.
That's how much of a softie I am sometimes. So.
I love. I like Smarm, but I don't want to set myself up for tearjerker depression. Oh my God, why did they kill so and so?
Well, that's Psychono, but
that one AMV that had Clannad and Clannad After Story in it.
Oh yeah,
that video.
Did it have a couple bits of air in there as well?
No, I think it was all Clannad.
Okay.
I watched that and I'm like going, and somebody told me that, like, yeah, that's the entire series in a nutshell, and I'm like, no. And V almost brings me to watering up at the eyes. I'm like, I'm not watching that fucking series.
Yeah, well, I'm a big softie, so I'll probably go through it. I'll make sure I'll have some ice cream and some bonbons, and then
Chocolate chip cookie dough. Gotta do it right.
Why won't she be with him?
Why'd she have to die?
Oh, it's gonna be an interesting post show.
What was the show we were watching? What was the show we were watching, Nikki, where one character died and we got kind of upset about it recently? It was one of the anime.
Can't remember what it is.
Okay, never mind.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and just wrap this up then. It's been an absolute fun. Stay tuned for a very interesting post show where we'll go off in many, many tangents.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already have stuff planned up, so.
Yeah.
You can always follow Michael if you follow him on Twitter, Digital Panther, when he likes to rant at times, sometimes.
Very rarely.
Very rarely, but they are entertaining.
Oh, before we go, the winner of Face Off. Did you find out who won?
Tell me in post show.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, so tell me in post show. Spoiler for me in post show.
Yes.
And of course, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter at OtakuLife Jason. We have a couple things coming in the works, not only for this show, but for a new project. So stay tuned. We will definitely be giving you guys details once we finalize them. So
we still need a name.
We need a name
for the review show.
If you guys have ideas,
so send it to fmmb@gmail.com, right?
At Gmail. OtakuLife.net.
My bad. fmmb@otakulife.net.
Yes.
Send us suggestions for the review show name. Anaview is not an option.
No. All right, buddy. Well, anything else you want to add, Michael, before we wrap this up?
No, you kind of shot the one I was going to throw at you, but
we'll talk about that in post show. All right, buddy. Thank you very much for joining us for this episode. Stay tuned.
Thank you to Nikki for coming in and talking about comics.
Thank you, Nikki. You're going to school us all in comics and make me spend a hell of a lot of money, and I thank you / hate you for that. So,
and if you guys, if you guys like it, I know we do. We'll have her come back and talk more about it. We'll make it a semi-regular. I don't know that it'll be every episode, but semi-regularly we'll have her come back.
I enjoy it. I'll enjoy having her on. It'd be awesome.
She knows her shit. So.
Yes. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us for this episode of From Mother's Basement. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael. And on behalf of Nikki, farewell as well.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much. We will see you next week.